Awesome, a hugely special welcome to day 45 of the Amazon 10K challenge, where we take a product from $0 all the way up to $10,000 a month with Amazon FBA, and we do it fully transparently here so you can copy along at home and get the exact same results for yourself. This is day 45. This is the very last day of our daily updates. So if you haven't seen the first 44 days, definitely it's a must watch. Go back and watch all the days, get caught up to speed, and meet me back here for the final wrap up. If you have, very warm welcome to the last day of the daily updates. We're going to be switching to weekly updates, and I'm going to be going through the next steps that we're going to be taking over the next couple of weeks to make sure this is the best-selling map, best-selling scratch map on Amazon. So if you're not part of the Amazon FBA entrepreneur community yet, this is our private Facebook group. We're all in here helping each other out, posting out results, answering each other's questions, keeping each other accountable and excited in earning your $10,000 a month. So make sure you join by using the link in the description. We're going to be adding live videos to this. We're going to be adding giveaways all in the upcoming week. February 1st, we'll update all that into the group. Also, if you're not a part of the Amazon FBA Masterclass, Evan and I locked ourselves up into a house in Bali for 30 days straight and recorded this course for you. It's everything that we have learned, all the mistakes we've made, and how you can avoid those mistakes in the launch of your first product, and then growing that product into a 7-figure brand for yourself. So if you're launching a product on Amazon and you need a blueprint to follow that is proven to be successful, to take out all that guesswork and give you the confidence and conviction in launching a product, this is the course for you. Save $200 by using the link in the description. And if you're watching this as I launch it, the price is going up February 1st because we are adding 4 bonuses into this masterclass, and we're going to have a little bit of an accountability group in here. So make sure you get it before February 1st to get the cheapest price. We're not putting the price back down. If you're watching this post February 1st, still get the course. You can still save $200 with the link in the description, but it will be fully updated with all the latest things. Also, if you buy before February 1st, use the link in the description to fill out the application form, and I'll send you what my first product I ever launched on Amazon was. That was making $12,000 a month after 3 months. Now that seems impressive, but our scratch maps should far exceed those numbers. So let's jump into today's video, give it the final wrap up, go over all our numbers, go over what we're doing in the future to make this a really profitable item for ourselves.
Don't miss out on this. We are giving away an Amazon product idea that I personally found that will make you over $5,000 every month, $1,000 of PayPal cash to buy your stock, and a fast-track Amazon FBA coaching session to ensure that you launch your product perfectly. To win, all you need to do is subscribe, turn on post notifications, and comment below why you want to start an Amazon FBA business. Enter now, then let's jump into this video.
Awesome. So really quickly, if you give me a thumbs up on this video, if you've enjoyed this series so far, I super appreciate that. This is the map we have launched together from zero. So this is our product because we've done this together, and I really feel like it's been a team effort with everybody cheering me on as I've been going through all the phases. And I'm excited to continue that on a weekly update for you to make sure you're knowing exactly how I'm keeping this product profitable and how I'm continue to grow it and climb those SEO rankings. So you can see we have the #1 new release badge back, which is awesome. That is our expenses. I'll get into it in a second. I've done one more check-in. So we've got 211 sales, an 8,400 bestseller rank for the 4 keywords that we were optimizing for, or the 3 keywords we're optimizing for. I'll jump into this one in a second. Scratch map, scratch off map of the world, large scratch off map. We are ranked on the first page for all 3 of them after just 25 days. I think we launched on the 1st of January. It's now the 25th. So after 25 days, we are on the first page for all the keywords we were trying to rank for. So go back to create the listing to get the SEO tips we did there. And if you want the advanced SEO strategies that I'm using, definitely take a look in the masterclass modules. So as you're watching this, you can search these terms yourself and see where we're ranking. Depending on when you're watching this video, we should be pretty high up. I wanted to point out this one. So after 25 days, I came across, I did a search for just world map. So a pretty big keyword, I'm guessing. And you can see that we are ranked on the first page for world map. And we stand out really well. So anyone looking for a world map and they're not aware of scratch maps existing, pretty sure we can convert some people over to the scratch maps when they're looking for a world map with our sweet photo and our sweet listing that has quite a decent conversion rate. I'll get into that in a second. So that is really cool, and I'd love to get to the top on world map as well. If we can, within the next 2 or 3 months, get all of these to be in the top 5 results, that would be a huge win, and we'd be selling a lot of stock because of it. Again, we're not going to be selling most of our stock because of SEO. Make sure you check out day 26, where I went through the product web. Now, the product web is what nobody else is teaching, and it's the most powerful technique and the most powerful understanding to have around your Amazon launch. So day 26, if you've missed that one, that is where most of our sales are going to come from. And that is where this big double down is going to be effective. That is going to double our sales because that product web is finally going to start getting out there on similar products. And we're going to have a lot of real estate on Amazon for people to backtrack and find our scratch map, which is awesome. So I wanted to go through the bestseller rank. So down here, we use this app called Keeper. We've been using this for 45 days now. So take away this little thing here. So this is just our bestseller rank. You can see we have a nice, awesome, slow decline. And I went through that as well. We don't want to do too sharp. But what we want to do, that is our thumbnail for this video. That is what we'll be working on in a second. Here we go. This is our bestseller ranking. So I've just copied and pasted it into Photoshop here. You can see it's a nice, steady decline. And that is the momentum building and building. Now, you got to remember, the lower we get on this bestseller ranking, the harder it is to get even lower. It gets more and more competitive. So it's really easy, you can see, to jump right down here. I think it's about like 50,000 down to 20,000 or so. But to get down to from 20,000 down to 5,000, it's a lot harder. And again, to get from 5,000 down to 1,000, it's really, really hard to do. So this line will be getting lower and lower. I've put in this, of course, this is just my terrible drawing of where I predict our line will be going. But because we are running out of stock, we only had 500 units because we had a smaller budget to launch this with. We only have 289 units left. We're trying to get the reorder in before New Year. I'll go through that reorder in a second as well. But because we're running out, I have to slow down sales a little bit. So I think we'll bump back up a little bit for about a week or so. And then I'll be able to push it a little bit heavier as the stock's coming in. And once the stock's in, we should jump down. I want to get into the top 1,000 listings. I want to be with 3 figures. So below 1,000 is the goal. And I think that would make us about 30,000 revenue a month, which would be awesome. So stay tuned for all that. I'm going to have the weekly updates coming. But basically what you have to remember here is you want to have it slow and you want to have it steady because even though this line is linear, because it gets harder and harder and harder to keep ranking higher or lower in the bestseller ranking. So to make that a bit more clear, to make your bestseller ranking lower and lower. So to get from 5,000 to 1,000 being really hard compared to 50,000 to 45,000 or 46,000. Because if we can keep this line linear, it means our snowball is building speed and getting bigger and bigger and bigger because it's harder and harder, if that makes sense. So if you can keep a nice, strong linear line on a slow decline all the way down to whatever your desired ranking is, and then from there, we will employ marathon marketing strategies to level it off and keep it there and keep us at the top of the rankings. That would be a very successful launch. And just to go over it again, because it is so important, let me find a little pen. Let me get a new layer over here. A lot of people do this for their launch. They're like, yeah, giveaways, everything, really, really cheap. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they can't sustain it. They start running out of stock. They can't afford it because it's expensive to keep promoting at such a fast rate. They start coming up and up and up and up and up. And they all automatically just go into nowhere because they overexerted themselves early. You want to make sure your sales are getting more and more over time and slowly descending into those lower bestseller ranks where there's a lot of competition, because then you have a lot behind you. To give you one last advanced little mindset, Amazon take a 30-day average sale. So say I've been bestseller rank of average of 15,000, so about here. They take this into account as well as your daily sales. So they look at your sales over 30 days and your sales over the last day or two in order to determine where your bestseller rank is. So it's not just how many sales have you had that day. You can't give away a ton of units that day and get down to number one, because it's not taking into account how you've done over the last 30 days. So if you strengthen this number and slowly and gradually decline into the bestseller rankings, it's going to be really easy to get lower and lower dips that day, because it's backed up by that 30-day moving average. A little bit advanced too, and it's all in the masterclass if you need more clarification there. Okay, so this is our investment sheet. I wanted to go through a couple of things here. One, the cost of the product to get into the Amazon warehouse, including very expensive air shipping, almost $1,600 of air shipping. If you're on a budget, do sea shipping. I wanted the speed and I wanted to make money as quick as possible, so I did the air shipping. There's a lot of ways you could have saved money in doing the exact same product that I did. Do your own graphic design, for example, run less ads. You can do the exact same thing that I did, but a lot cheaper if you have more time and less money. So don't worry if you're on a smaller budget, you can still be very, very successful. I also went into a saturated market at the worst time of the year, January 1st, post-December, post-Christmas. And you can see that by how far down the scratch bands are dropping. They went from making 150 G's a month down to 25 G's a month. Our boy Landmass is making 25 G's a month. So we're at the lowest point of sales right now, and the sales get more and more as the year goes on. Feb will be higher than Jan, March will be higher than Feb, and by Christmas I hope to do a six-figure month, so over $100,000, and show you that. So that will be exciting. But basically we've got it at $6.30 a unit. They're oversized unit, so the Amazon fee I think brings that up to about $16 cost, and then we were selling them for $24. We're now selling them for $26. So we're making $8 to $10 per unit sold at full price, which is a decent margin, but I think we can bump that up more and more as we start to solidify our ranking up the very top of the search results and the high bestseller ranking. So I want to point out down here, $4,439. I have to admit, I did go over our $4,000 budget, both building our funnels, our shout out funnels, or just our sales funnels in general, everything that's trickling back to our product. Remember, we set up 6 funnels together. I don't have the graphic on me right now, but go back and watch how to set up those 6 traffic funnels to funnel customers back to your product. So I went a little bit over $439 over in this launch. I'm sorry, but basically I wanted to make sure this launch was successful. And I didn't want to be limited because I only had about $300 of budget. You can see almost $600 went into the ads, which has been helping us maintain that high ranking. And I'm going to keep those ads running because Amazon really like to index your product from those ads. But our total cost was $4,439. So I did go a little over budget, but I prefer to go a little over budget and show you what's possible than be really limited by budget and not get the results that inspires you to launch your own product, especially because this was a saturated market. So I am in the back end of my Amazon Seller Central, and I wanted to show you a couple of things back here. Basically, Evan and I always teach that if your product isn't doing well in your launch, you're missing one of 2 things. You're either missing traffic or you're missing conversion. So it's a really good sort of troubleshoot thing to do if you're not getting good sales. And you can come into reports, business reports, detail page, sales, and traffic. And it doesn't update the last 48 hours. It's always 48 hours behind, which is why it's saying that we've only sold 190 units, not 211. But basically in here, you can see sessions, which is how many unique times people went to your listing, how many unique people went to your listing. Page views, which is how many total times your page was viewed. So you can see that people are viewing it more than once. Buy box percentage, don't worry about for now. If that's lower than 97, 95% though, Google it because you do have a problem there. Units ordered, 196. That's how many sales we've got. Remember, it's not counting the last 2 days. Unit session percentage. So this is your conversion rate. How many people, how many sessions were had divided by the amount of units ordered. And then order product sales is how much revenue you did. So that in $4,600 looks like a lot of money, but once again, this includes the Amazon fees, it includes our supplier fees, it includes the coupon prices that we've discounted. So we've by no means have anywhere near $4,600 in our Amazon account. because of those discounts. But once again, we are spending to get over that organic hump, to get high ranking as possible. And then we're going to get all those organic sales doubling, tripling, especially in the double down phase. So what I say when I was telling you that you, in order to troubleshoot, you're either lacking sessions, which is visitors, or conversion rate. So a lot of factors go into this, and we break this down fully inside that masterclass, which the link is in the description once again. But I'll give you the brief overview here to help you out. If you are not getting a lot of people visiting your page, 2,600 people is quite a few people visiting our page, especially over about 20 days is how long it's been since it launched on the 1st. So maybe it launched on the 31st. Pull that up here. 2592. Okay, so I guess since its launch has been 2,592 people search it. On the page. You've had more search the keywords, but this is how many people clicked on your listing after searching keywords or going through product web or coming back through the 6 sales funnels that we set up together. So that's where all these people are coming from. Now that's a decent amount of people. You can see it's about 100 people a day, which is good. 100 people a day to your listing is good. If you're getting 5 people a day or 10 people a day to your listing, or even 20 or 30 people a day, a good conversion rate would be about 10%. A great conversion rate would be about 10%. So if you're getting only 10 people to your listing, a great conversion rate would only be 1 sale a day. So you definitely have a traffic problem if you're not getting those sales. So you need to set up more sales funnels. You need to spend more money on ads. You need to get a high SEO rank. You need to expand your product web. You need to get your product out into the universe more so more people can see it and decide if they want to buy it. Our sessions are pretty good. What we need to focus on a little bit, and if you are in the same boat here, 5 to 10% is a pretty good conversion rate, but I would like to up that a lot. So conversion is the second thing. If you've got 2,600 people here, but you only have like say a 2% conversion rate, and you're low in sales and you're trying to troubleshoot that, it's because you need to up your conversion rate. And even if you don't have low conversion or low sessions, like we don't have low either of them, but you can always optimize them. How can I get more people on the page that are relevant to the product? And how can I get more people converting and buying the product? If you want more sales, you just have to figure out those two things. So we've got 7.56%. So for every 100 people who visit the page, we get 7.5 purchases, which is awesome. We just have to bring more people into the page, and 7.5 people will buy it per 100. But we can also up that. We could get that to 10%. And you do that through a lot of ways. You do that through price. You do that through your listing quality. You do that through your photos, definitely. Like your bullet points. Are you answering the questions that people have about your product, making sure they're happy to buy a product and they know that it's what they want. There's a couple of other ways to increase conversion rate, but they're the main ones, or they're the ones I'm going to be mentioning here. So if you're having trouble during a launch, it's okay. A lot of people do, and you've learned the skill, which is really good. But come in and have a look at these figures and try and troubleshoot from there. Do you need to build more sales funnels, or do you need to work on your listing? A lot of the time, if you have a low conversion rate, you may not have differentiated and innovated on your product. So when we improved our product, we made sure that we had nice colors, we were nice and big, we were nice thick map that a lot of people weren't doing and a lot of people were asking for. So you need to go back and watch phase 2 if that is your problem and you don't think you're differentiated enough. But a word of warning on that, because I've had a lot of people try to differentiate too much on their first product. So it's sort of a balance. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. You don't want to create something that people don't want or hasn't been proven or asked for. And you also don't want to be too complex that it's going to cost you way too much to source, and it's going to cost you way too much time to be able to create, because you're creating a product from scratch. A lot of the time, just a change in the color, a change in the logo, a change in the size, change in the texture, just a small change that people are asking for is enough, especially on your first order. And you can change them on your second, third, fourth order. And like I said, marathon marketing, slowly get ahead of your competitors one step at a time. Talking about reordering, this is our reorder form here. It's a little bit blurry because I think my brother screenshotted an actual invoice and sent it through to me. But you can see, I wanted to go through a couple of things here. We are ordering 2,000 quantity because we're trying to get it in before New Year. The price of the map is only $2.20, which is amazing because remember our total cost price to get it into the Amazon warehouse was $6.30. So shipping is huge here, and we can save a lot of money and make a lot of money long term by doing sea shipping. I did this air shipping again, and it's going to cost a lot of money in, here we go, FedEx, $5,200 in FedEx for 2,000 units, because I want it in by Chinese New Year, because it's making us money, it's profitable, and every day that it's not in is going to be $100 of profit lost. Original tube packaging. Remember, we're going to upgrade the tube to the one that split apart. I showed you a video of it. It's not the one that has the caps on the end. It splits apart in the middle, and it's easier to take the tube out. The tube was much bigger than the tube we have now, and it added an extra $1.50 to every unit in shipping fees. So we are sticking to our original tube. The lesson here is don't be stuck to your ideas. Don't make sure you adapt and do what's right in the moment. We don't need to spend an extra $1.50 per tube, so we're not going to. Long term, we might be able to customize our own tubes and make them smaller and split in the middle, and that'll be the same price as these ones. But right now, we don't need to force that. Just because it was a good idea doesn't mean we have to go with it. We also wanted to have our logo on the scratcher. That would have taken an extra week, I think, to do that. We don't have time for that. We're trying to get it in before New Year, so we've just got black scratches this time instead of the colorful ones that are on our map. So we've switched it to just a black scratcher, and then we're going to add our logo for the third order. So moral of the story again is don't be stuck to these ideas. Get moving and take action. And remember, the next one, I'm going to sell these 2,000 units over the next probably 2 months, and on the third order we'll have an even better product and an even better one on the fourth, and we just add to it every single time. So we've got adhesive tape, which will be great, so people can hang it on their wall. I don't know why it's 3 pieces. I think it should be 4 pieces. It would make more sense. So you can have one in each corner. I'll double check that. All these things also I'm thinking about, they may not be amazing for the user, for the purchaser, the customer who's buying it. But what they do is you can have all the images here in your image, and it makes the value offer appear much more valuable. And also when they receive it and there's lots of little accessory packs in there, it seems much more valuable, and you're going to up your customer reviews, which is going to up your conversion rate, as is the extra accessories over here, because they are very cheap. 1 cent for these little gold pins. We get 15 gold pins, and they can put it in the cities that they've been to. I thought that one was cool. 1 cent each, so $300 total for 30,000 of them. Really cheap on the front end, adds a lot of value on the back end. We are keeping our wall pins, and these ones are 5 cents for the adhesive tape, and the black color scratches are 5 cents as well. There's a lot of other accessories we're going to be slowly adding, including an ebook. I have a brand new ebook strategy, which is going to help you rank higher and help you sell more products. And I'm going to be adding that to the masterclass as well. It's brand new. It's about a week old on Amazon. They just came out with this feature. So I'm going to be showing you an updated course, how to do that. So stay tuned for that. But you can see we have invested another $10,000. Don't be intimidated by this number. I just want to get this map to the top. You don't have to find another $10,000. You don't have to invest any more money. You can wait for that first initial investment to be recycled. You can sell slower if you don't have money, and you can just be 2 or 3 months slower than I'm moving here, and that's totally fine. You can see I'm spending over half the money on this order on express shipping, so you can save a lot of money there too. So don't be intimidated by these numbers. I merely want to get this product as big as possible, as quick as possible, to inspire you and show you what is possible on Amazon. There's a lot of ways you can save money. There's a lot of ways you can save time that I'm not doing, because this is not my full-time job to launch these maps. I have a lot of other products to launch, so I'm just doing this as efficiently as possible, so I don't waste a lot of time away from my other businesses. So I am actually overspending here, but that's okay, because we'll be much more profitable. And I'll be going through the profit numbers very, very soon with you, as soon as these 2,000 units come in, which will be awesome. So the goal for this map, and I hope you are watching this in the future and you can skip forward a few videos of the updates and see that I've achieved this goal. I want to be in the top 5 rankings. We want to be in the top 5 rankings for all of these keywords. So we're getting a lot of traffic that way. We also want to have our product web spread for the biggest map. So if I type in scratch map, scratch off map of the world, and we find someone like Landmass, and let me just show you how much these guys have dropped in January, earnings wise. And Landmass is down to 25,000 when they were making, I think, 125,000 in December. You can see it's by far the worst time of the year to have launched this, and we are doing well, and we're climbing the rankings, and we're making money. Only 3 people are doing over 10 G's here. So we're just going to ride out this lull and slowly climb the rankings as everyone's dropping. And as it comes March and April and sales start to pick up again all the way into December, it's just a nice long sales ramp. We're going to be making a lot of money. So this is the investment phase. This is where we do all the hard work. So we can sit back on the second half of the year and have all that money come through. So what I was saying is I want to be coming up on the product web in all of these. So is this sponsored? Yes, it's sponsored. So customers who bought this item also bought. I want to be down here because this is where you get a lot of the traffic. So for the top 5 competitors, the biggest maps out there, I want to make sure we're coming up on that product web, and we'll get literally thousands of people funneled back to our map through that product web. So we got the SEO, we got the product web. I want to be selling about 50 to 100 of these maps every single day at a $10 profit, which would be awesome, and it's going to happen. And lastly, I want to get that bestseller tag. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here on this 45-day launch. I hope it's inspired you. I know a lot of people are taking action. I've been in a Facebook group and everyone's writing me positive messages about how they've ordered their first product, how they've got their first 10 to 100 sales. Everyone's doing so well. So please take action. I wanted to remind you that all your financial goals, all your life, which if you don't have money, your money is probably ruled by your life's probably ruled by your money situation. You may be doing a job you don't like, you may be at school and you don't know where your career is going. You're just one Amazon product away from living the life on your terms. So living life with financial freedom, doing what you want whenever you want to, having the opportunity to basically dictate what you do in your own life. All you need is one successful Amazon product to have that freedom. So take action, follow what I've done here, and make a product for yourself that gives you that freedom, that gives you the ability to live where you want, wake up when you want, spend time with those who you love, and travel the world. Because it really is worth it, and the alternative is pretty terrible, at least in my opinion. So please take action. Get the masterclass. Link is in the description. It's the cheapest it'll ever be right now. Even in the future, we're still going to be raising the price as we go on, as we add more stuff to it. So whenever you're watching this, now is the cheapest price to get it. Save $200 off using the link in the description if you followed this series as a reward. Join the Amazon FBA community on Facebook, and I'll see you in the updates.